And it's time for what? No, it's not what the fuck. Well, it is kind of what the fuck, but that's not what we call the show. But you do say a lot of that. So I'm getting myself confused. Anyway, welcome to the DNN, the Dusty News Network. Those of you who may not have noticed, if you haven't been to the homepage of the YouTube channel, that I changed the graphic up at the top to reflect the DNN, home of the DNN. So if you get time, go and check that out. It's youtube.com/Debsterism. It'll take you there and you get to see the new graphic that I put up this week. Good evening, everybody. Glad you could make it and you're going to spend some time with me here this Friday night laughing your ass off because these people are crazy. Everybody, once again, you ladies came through like champs. I could not believe the quantity and the quality of the memes that came in this week. Before we get started, though, I want to give a shout out. I was over there, I was in this little city outside of Oakland picking up a burger for my daughter. And I happened to run into someone who recognized me, which isn't, that common. I mean, when I go to events, and people expect me to be there, that's different. But like just, walking down the street, I usually don't, people usually don't say too much. But she came up and introduced herself and said hello and shared how, the work that I do here has been very important to her healing and her movement away from dusties. And, it was very, I mean, I admit I was kind of, shocked and I probably wasn't like at my best because I was not, wasn't really expecting it. But I was very pleased to hear that, the work here is helping somebody and to actually meet them face to face. So that was very nice. So Candace, it was good meeting you, and I hope that you enjoy your stay here and that you learn lots of other wonderful things while you're participating in the channel. Hi, I got to say hi to my girl, Lady Boss. She also told me to tell you hi, Lady Boss, because she was like, the one with the wrench. I said, oh yeah, that's Lady Boss Bake. She be holding it down. So she told me to tell you hi too. So there you go. So, what we do tonight, for those of you who may not know and just are very intrigued by the title of the show, is we examine memes and posts and comments made by the kind of people that we call dusty. Dusty people, they ashy people, they're kind of like, I don't know, the elevator doesn't go all the way to the top. Their view of the world is kind of like, and you just kind of scratch your head and wonder how they got what they got out of something that everybody else in the world sees some other way. So anyway, that's what we do here. So let's get started. All right, here we go. Slide number one. Now this, I thought this shit was funny as hell. Any man without a job don't have a right to lay the seat back in the car. Sit your ass up and look out the window for a job. Oh, I was rolling. Hey, K Sarah. Oh my God, you guys! I'm telling you, this had me howling. Now you know how they be leaning the seat all the way back, like they just, like you driving Miss Daisy or something. They have to rest. It's like you don't get to rest. You need to be looking out the window for a job. I thought this was so funny. So let's move on. That's just a brief introduction, so you can get some levity before we get into the serious eye roll stuff. This is one of the serious eye roll things. Now, the stuff mentioned here, as the young lady clapped back had to say, the original meme says when a man has a job, his own car, and his own house, he cooks, he cleans the house, and takes care of his own affairs. What can you offer him besides some eggplant? So we're looking at this, right? And it's like, okay, women do all of those things too. I mean, so what? I mean, what are you trying to make it sound like you deserve a medal because you just do regular adulting behaviors? So she says this Kang deserves deserves much praise. He has managed to adult. Please bow down to him, queens, and bring your offerings. It could, of course, extremely sarcastic, but she's on point. I mean, what? This is just basic stuff. Come on now. It's not like you have a Nobel Peace Prize, nigga. Come on. I was like, this dude is just whoever made this meme trying to put women down and make women feel small and insignificant. and like they should be groveling at his feet because he has the basic accoutrements of adulthood. um, he either hangs around with some people who are just so below the barrel basic that they don't have those things. So he feels, like he's so much better than them. But for the rest of the world, these are basic things that men have. Even if he doesn't have a car, maybe he lives in a rural area in some country where they don't really need him. But I bet you he has a horse, he has a donkey, he has an oxen, he has something that's going to help him get around, pull a wagon or whatever. He owns that. He has his own house. He cooks, he cleans. He's probably married too, which you don't, which you ain't, and takes care of his kids and his land and his aging parents and a bunch of other stuff. And they don't look at women in a negative, put down kind of way like this. They look at the woman coming into their life, offering them love and family and support as a benefit. The only kinds of men that don't are knuckleheads in the United States, all the ones with that 5-letter acronym, and dusties. And actually, I just have to say it too. White boys can be dusty too, in case people didn't understand that. They can be just as dusty as black ones. So I don't know. I just thought, wow, this is really, they want a round of applause and all kind of kudos for just being just basic. That's just basic stuff. And if a woman could, like I said, fire that same thing back to you, well, what you gonna bring her besides some eggplant? And half the time the eggplant's not even good. And she just be mad. Should be over in 5 seconds and all kind of shit. Or let me not go down that road, but you know what I'm talking about. Let's move on. Now this guy, he makes frequent appearances on the DNN. At first I was blacking his name out, but then I decided no, I stopped doing that a couple of months ago because I felt like the people who submitted and created these works of art should get credit and acknowledgement for it. And so this is I stopped doing that. They created these things, they own them, and so I'm going to fly their name proudly. Yeah, the eggplant be wilted, rotten, all kind of got bugs in it. You know what I'm talking about? And then yeah, and then that's all they come to the table with. Please. He says women can't maintain solidarity because hoes keep breaking code and crossing the picket lines. Men can't maintain solidarity because simps keep giving unearned benefits to any female who walks by. The whole game is messed up right now. Now, let's look at this. Keep breaking code and crossing the picket lines. There's always going to be, women have different codes of behavior. We all know that. There's not any one code of behavior that's going to apply to all these millions of women on this planet. A lot of that is cultural, a lot of it is racial. A lot of it is, socioeconomic. So people are gonna do what they need to do to get by, and there can be no code. Just something I know I've kind of alluded to because a lot of women be like, the girl code, the girl code. There's no such thing. So just stop even thinking that. Now, and for men, notice how because a woman. Why does a woman have to earn benefits according to your standards to be with that man? Who made you the dick police? Where you gonna be trying to dictate what other men do to get their eggplant on. This is stupid. The whole game is messed up right now. This is somebody who don't have shit to do, need another job, because he's sitting around thinking about what other men do with their money to make their eggplant happy. So, and I just don't understand this kind of thinking. So let's move on. Now this guy, there's both sides. I forgot who sent this in. Was this you, K Sarah? It's probably you or Crystal, but maybe not. Um, he's talking about the reality of how men are stupid. And he admits it, like this deep AF and true. Okay, like it's some great, you know, psychological, deep philosophical thought going on here. Hey, Almaz, I see you. Peep jumped in here. Um, he says we cheat on our girlfriends, but we don't want them to cheat on us. You know why? Because we know cheating is wrong. We cheat for eggplant just to do it. But when a woman cheats, she cheats for love and affection. She cheats with a guy that can potentially replace you. We cheat the most, but women cheat the best. We dish it out, but we can't take it. Now, let's analyze that. Let us discuss this young lad's dusty logic. Why do men always assume that women cheat for love and affection? By the time a woman hits 40, she cheating for some dick, just like you cheat for a pussy. Okay, let's just get that out of your mind. For a lot of women, it's even younger than that. But it's not what you all think. And when a woman is dipping out on you, that means there's something that you're not doing right. It could be that your eggplant game is weak. It's just not strong enough to hold her. It's that you talk to her crazy out of bed, and she just so angry that she don't want you to touch her. But that don't mean that she don't still have desires. She's just not directing them at you, right? Right, ladies. You don't want him to touch you, but that don't mean you don't want to be touched. That's the part that they just seem to like not understand. And it's like, and it's part of like where a man can potentially replace you. Any man can replace you if you're not acting right. I don't know why they be thinking that I mean, a woman will love you, sure, but what guys don't understand is women fall out of love a little bit at a time. Every time you do something stupid, you talk to her crazy, you call her a name. You ignore her, you discount her, you dismiss her. You make her feel bad, you make her cry. You cheat on her, you lie to her. You taking all that stuff for granted because she's still there right now. She's still there, so you think it's okay. But little by little, that big ball of love that she had for you is just going down and just deflating, and pretty soon it's like a little pebble, and then she's on out the door, never to look back and never to give any fucks about you whatsoever again. And then y'all act like it's a shock and a surprise. And that's like what he's saying here, we can't handle it. And they think that because you went somewhere else and eventually found love and affection, that that's why you cheated. That's not it. You left that door open for somebody to come in, talk to her nice, be sweet to her, you know, make her feel really good, and give her good eggplant, and give her little gifts and surprises and stuff. I mean, anybody's attention is going to go over there because you're not doing those things. You're not keeping your woman's attention on you. So I don't know. I think when guys, they're like, she cheated on me. She cheated on me. I'm like, well, what happened? What did you not do? Because no woman is in love with a man and wants to cheat on him. It's just not like that. We're not built that way. We love you. We want to be all over you. But if you're not there for us to be all over because you're too busy over there with Shakonda and Lisa and Renee them, that's just the way it is. So let's move on. I just would want to take some extra time to explain that because so many men don't get it. And that's one of the chief complaints that those MG people say is, that the woman cheated on them and left them and took their money, took their kids and stuff. The state of your marriage is 100% in your hands, dude. 100% in your hands. You make your woman feel good. That's why she married you, because she loves you. She want to be with you. So the only thing that would make her want to leave is that you fucked up. You fucked over her, and then you stopped doing the stuff that you did to get her. And then you think she's just supposed to be happy with that. And women be like, fuck you, I'm out. Deuces. Oh, and here we go. I should have put this one next to the other one, but I didn't do it. When you broke and she's asked, what you gonna bring to the table? I don't know who drew this, but because sometimes it has like a little tag on it. It didn't have one, so didn't know who to credit this work of art to. But I was like, oh my God! See, these are people that you should take their crayons away. You don't get no crayons. You just say you don't know what to do with your crayons. Exactly, Magic Woman. Every time they dismiss, your goals and dreams and stuff, they don't realize how hurtful that is. Well, I guess they do realize, but they don't care. They think you're gonna stay anyway. But yeah, look at this, and he got the nerve to be looking with that big old grin. Look how she looking at it like, ew. Oh, I thought this was hilarious. Let's move on. When you overhear your woman saying on the phone, he ugly girl, but he got a good job. Look at his face. Oh, I saw this. I was crying. I don't know who y'all was just off the hook with these memes this week. I thought I was gonna die. I was laughing so hard. He is mean mugging for real. But I don't know what kind of good job. Maybe he's a longshoreman or something. He's something where he don't have to have his hair looking like too much of nothing. But I thought that was kind of interesting. Y'all know you'll have a man with a good job. Yeesh. I don't know about that. I think I'd have to pass on homeboy. Because every time I look at him, I'd want to scream. Looking like a Herman monster. All right. Now, what you see in the big letters at the bottom is the clapback. But let's just see. These dudes are saying, this one says, dudes always calling women hoes. Let's talk about how easy it is to fuck y'all, though. You don't have no standards at all. We ain't even got to buy y'all a meal. Sneakers, weed, a bottle, nothing. Y'all just be out there ready to drop them draws and get it off on a high. How are you doing today? Bald spot hoe shit. And she came back and said, beard not even connecting ass nigga. Oh my God. I thought I was going to die. Oh, what is wrong with people? But it's true, it's like when I tell women, they be like, I don't, the ladies be all caught up. I mean, when you love your man, don't get me wrong, you love your man, that is pretty much, if he's meeting all your needs, you're not looking to go do nothing else nowhere else because everything is happening just the way that makes you happy. I mean, why would you, do anything different? However, in a situation where women are, in these kind of situationships, let me call it that way. You in a situationship and you don't really have commitment. The only thing that you are getting is, I don't know, a little companionship maybe here and there and some eggplant. And you be all hung up on this eggplant going through all kind of changes and stuff. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Because it's not like, that kind of situationship, you could have, it's a line of 10,000 niggas that want to have that kind of situation. And so, what is this one doing that's so unique and different and valuable and special? Why would you get hung up on somebody like that? You know, that's just not how you do it. They just, it's like to me, dick, there's no real value to it because it's blowing up and down the street like tumbleweeds. Just grab one if that's really what you want. I mean, at a certain point, you're supposed to be more interested in what's attached to it and everything. But as far as men offering it, they just pretty much a lot of them just sleep with anybody. They don't even care. They don't have no standards. Yeah, I don't like. I'm real picky. I don't. You can't touch me. That's, don't even stand too close to me. You might have lice or fleas or something. Dog ass. I just like, I don't want. I'm not interested. So let's move on. Dude just came to the realization that once a woman matures, she's not really trying to be bothered with a whole bunch of drama and nonsense. So he'd come back with this. Them 30-plus-year-old chicks will cut you off and block you after one mistake. Damn, hold on, he says. He like, can a brother make two mistakes? Nah, you get one. And that's just how it goes. That's why I think they go after the real young girls because they A don't know and B have more energy for nonsense and drama. I just don't feel like it. At this point in my life, I don't feel like no drama. That shit is exhausting. That's energy I could be using to make some money or do something, make another video or something. I just don't want to do that. So I think a lot of women, come to that realization and they decide they want to do things that are progressive and positive and that are going to make money and it'll be, socially beneficial, like to their community or their, sorority or whatever. They want to do things that are positive. And, you know, shut up, Juan. Don't make me, don't. We have to talk about your ass. Um, yeah, this is just kind of, you know, And so this is just the reality. When you get a certain age, you just don't want to be bothered. But I guess it bothered him, so he wanted to make his little um, his presence known. All right, and here we go. This guy has made an appearance on the DNN as well some time ago. Now, this was really interesting because he's like, don't get, hey, little Buddha. And D, I see Sinead, I see everybody up here, the usual and customary. Everybody's in here, Lady Boss holding it down. Now, this was interesting because he's like, ladies, don't get back at your man by getting the government involved in your business. That's a double edged sword with lasting effects, he says. How is that a double edged sword with lasting effects? Now, what he wants to do, women don't have to go to the government because, like, if she's low income and you're not kicking in no child support, and she goes to get assistance with rent or food stamps, what do they call it, the subsidized housing or Section 8 or whatever, and food stamps or some kind of medical care thing for the kids or assistance with child what they call it daycare and stuff like that. Any of those things are going to automatically trigger the state or county filing papers on you as the father. She doesn't have anything to do with it. The second she applied for those things to fill in the gap between what you were not providing, the state wants their money. Okay, the county wants their money. So you're saying that she's getting the government involved. The only way to keep that from happening is for you to work two jobs and make sure that your kids are provided for. If you don't want to do that, well then, and she gets assistance that she needs from the white boys, then that's, I mean, what you want here. You can't have it both ways. Your kids have needs. They need to eat. They need a roof over their heads. If they live in an area like where we live here in the Bay Area, this shit is high as a giraffe's ass. And somebody making some little minimum wage stuff, she's going to have to get some assistance because you take out one bedroom apartments renting for $2,000, $2,200 a month and stuff like that. So, come on now. You brothers used to living in them rural areas where you can rent an apartment for $385. Shit, that shit is unrealistic. That ain't happening out here. You can't even rent a room for that much. A room is $800. So, yeah, so and then so it's not a double-edged sword either, in that the benefits is that she gets to still work her job and go to school, whatever she's doing, and the kids are taken care of. So where's the double edge at? But what he's trying to do is scare women into not, into being in a struggle situation where he just goes and buys Jordans and rims for his car and not pay, support his kids, and she just over there suffering with this kind of scary message, thinking that this might, cause a problem later down the road. And a lot of young women get caught up and believe that dragon drama. That's not true. You get your kids what they need and stop thinking about these dusty ass niggas, because if he really didn't want to have this kind of responsibility, he knows how to handle it. He knows what to do. He chose not to do it. We're gonna be doing a show real soon on the guys who don't want to you know, who don't want to do what they're supposed to do about using birth control. It's a thing. Well, a lot of these women, Juan, do have a job, but if you're not making at least 70, $80,000, which a lot of them are not, then you're not gonna be able to afford all this stuff. Not by yourself. It's just not gonna happen. You need some subsidies. So let's move on. I don't know. This is a new name. Y'all drilled into black women's heads to choose better, and now you're complaining because they want men with money. All of your bum ass narcissistic gaslighting backfired on you. Had you shut up, you could have had a couch to sleep on forever, she says. So I'm like, wow. Choose better. I mean, she's got a point. She's got a point there. If you choose better, then that means you are going to want a man who can provide, right? Who's got, some stuff going on. So that you don't have to worry about, what's going on at the house. Everybody's eating, the lights is on. There's food in the refrigerator. The water is on. All that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. She had a good point though, how it backfired, and now they mad because they wander in the streets. The women in New York talk about these dudes be walking up and down the street with their bags in their hands trying to meet somebody so they can go spend the night at the woman's house just so they can get off the street. I was like, wow, y'all better be careful with that. Not only might they have AIDS, they might have like bed bugs or something. I get grossed out thinking about stuff like that. Now, can somebody really take someone from another man? That's where I got stuck. People leave because they want to leave, right? I mean, you can't. It's not like it's a wallet that you pickpocketed. A person is a person. They're gonna make a decision where they want to be. It's nothing you can do about that. This one kind of threw me for a loop. The logic here, this was some dusty logic. I didn't understand how they feel such ownership and possession of another person. Slavery is over. You don't own a woman. She's with you because she likes you and she want to be with you. And then when she, sick of your ass, then she gets up and leaves. Now, if she happens to go to another man when she's leaving, that's, what you want me to do? Boy, I'm trying to rap. Be quiet, Sadia. Yes, but you can't take just for anybody who might be believing this. No man can take a woman from another man. Okay, she was open to being, exploring her options, shall we say. And the option presented by this other dude just happened to be better than the one you was talking about, so she went over there. She went on her own two legs. He did not kidnap her, okay? There was no force involved, so he did not take her. Let's move on from that because there's not too much to say about that. Yeah, it's just like some super dusty logic. I thought this was cute. This was great. Is anyone under the impression that they are in a relationship with you? What do you think about that one, ladies? Is that a better option? And if that's a better option, is that really 100% fair to him? Because from my perspective, I'm gonna tell you what I see. What I see is a lot of women that are in, these what we call the situationship. They don't really have any kind of real commitment with the dude, and they want to call him, their man. This my man. This my boyfriend. The young ones they say this is my boyfriend, and I mean, even if he is single, you know, if he hasn't shown all that kind of level of interest in you and being with you all the time and um, whatever it is you want to have. I mean, live together, get married. I mean, people have, different relationship goals or whatever yours is. If he's not interested in that thing with you, then, you can't really claim him. You haven't really had a conversation with him about what you two are doing, how you're going to do it, what the parameters are that you're going to be operating under. Then you don't really have a relationship yet. So, that's why I say, is it really fair to ask him that because he might not know that that's how she's thinking in her head about what they call a situation. Because y'all know a lot of women will the dude will say straight tell them, I'm not looking for a relationship. Let's just see how this gonna roll out. Let's just be friends. Let's play it by ear. All those kind of lines like that. And she doesn't seem to hear that. She hears I don't know what y'all be hearing, but you don't hear that. And so you transfer those words somehow in your mind into you having a relationship with this man, and it just gets really kind of like odd to me. I don't understand how you arrived at them conclusions, but that's just me. All right, so let's move on. Now, oh, he ain't broke. You just don't turn him on financially. I was like, wow, this was kind of different. You don't turn him on financially. Hmm. I don't know what to say about that. Thumbs up, y'all. That's right. Vote. Thumbs up. Hit that like button. I don't know quite what to say about this. I just I don't know what to say about this because I know a lot of you ladies rather have men living with you and um they're not really contributing a fair amount. So how does that work? And maybe he's not working and this and that, so he really is broke. But the ones who aren't, they still seem to really kind of lag on being a fair contributor and just have no problem with the lady taking the lead financially. I just think that's kind of interesting, especially for women that already have children. They're trying to support their kids, and they got to support this dusty bum too, because he throws you a few dollars here and there, but he doesn't really contribute equally to the level of his usage of resources. So it becomes kind of an interesting thing. But you guys who want to have a man living with you, let him do move in your house and drive your car and all this kind of stuff, you might want to think about this in in respect to what your situation is at your house. I'm not gonna say too much about this because this seems to be like more of a personal thing. So let's move on. Now this dude here, the super, super, super dusty. Who does this? Okay. The girl posts this picture, right? For just $5. You make me the happiest girl on earth. I love flowers. $4.67 for a bouquet. That shit would be dead the next 10 hours probably, but for $5. But whatever. If she's happy and it's only $5, shoot, a little high school boy could do that. You know what I mean? He'd bring the flowers to school and give them to the little girl and all that kind of stuff. So if a grown woman getting a $5 bouquet of flowers really is just kind of just sad, but whatever. If she happy about it, I'm happy for her. Um, but the comments though, when you go over to the next side, to the right side of the screen, and you look at them comments, look at that dusty dude, Daniel Peterson. Oh my God. How you gonna bring your woman some flowers that's left over from a funeral? I wanted to die. I just thought that was just so gross. Yes, I know Daniel is like Daniel took Dusty to a new level. I can't with Daniel. Daniel just way out there, just so far out there in left field. There's no coming back. But you know what? He's not even the dustiest person in the show this week. And wait till we get to the Savage Awards. I actually designed a banner finally. So let's move on. Plenty more dust where that came from. Now look at this dude. Look at this fool here. Well, look, I'm not even gonna read it though. Y'all can read it. Don't die, he'll steal my flowers. Shut up, Metal. Oh, he probably would, don't you know me? I mean, don't have me rising up, getting snatching my stuff back. Look at this, bitch. Where the fuck my baby at? He says. I'm like, wow. Why we have all these men complaining about paying child support? I mean, how does this work? And tell everybody she trapped me. I didn't even know it was my baby, and she be sleeping around. Well, but you think they only broken Dusty, that only Dusty. I mean, wait a minute. What am I trying to say? That only broke me into Dusty? No, no, no. A lot of these very high paid dudes are Dusty. I know some Dusty as lawyers making $400,000 a year. Dusty as hell. Dusty is an attitude, and it's not based on how much income, what the man's income is. Because you can have somebody who's just a very moderate income man, but he's not dusty because of the way he carries himself. These dudes, dusty is just like a lifestyle, and they just are dusty. They think dusty, they behave dusty. And this shit here, this was crazy and on purpose. I'm done. Let's move on. Now, this becomes kind of an interesting. Somebody had mentioned earlier in the stream talking about, they have utensils, shall we say. They have utensils, and so they're not really tripping too much about a dude, right? And it helps keep your balance and your focus, and you don't be just all, getting all caught up. And that's a good thing. But here the dude is talking about don't let toys destroy your relationship, everything in moderation. How can toys destroy your relationship? Let me Can somebody cue me in on that? What does that even mean? How does that happen? Because I'm like this. Okay, let's be real here for a minute, ladies. Let's be real. Let's because that's what we do on this channel. If you have a man who's hitting it right, would we be interested in a toy? I mean, really. So my brother, Mr. K.A., who dramatic. If your woman is bringing out her toys and with frequency, that means something about what you're doing once you get horizontal with your lady is not working. Not working. She's not being thrilled. That don't mean she don't love you though, right, ladies? That don't mean that she doesn't love him, but that means that there's something missing. And so that's what she's going to do. Otherwise, she would be climbing walls and probably want to kill you. So you, in a certain sense, the toys are saving your relationship, sir, not destroying it. You're doing that. You and your lack of, I don't know what word I want to use here. I'm trying to be somewhat delicate, but anyway, your dick game is whack. Let me just put it that way. Your dick game is on whack. And so your woman is, she don't want to leave you or nothing over that. I mean, you don't want to do that. But she definitely don't want to be walking around all frustrated either. So she handles her business. So if you feel like the relationship is threatened because of the toys, you need to look at the root cause of her using the toys, and that's where the solution to this problem lies. But wait, there's more. There's more. Exactly, Kimberly. Plus, it might even be more than that. I mean, maybe he's technically proficient, but there's no romance to it or something. Something's missing. Anyway, something's missing. But yeah. So then we go on over to um, this thing here, and there he is making his response. Saying what he's basically saying is, that women get addicted to those toys. Well, like I keep saying, if he was doing what he's supposed to be doing, she wouldn't have that opportunity. So he's not really understanding the cause and effect here of what's happening. And so this lady comes by and, she tries to explain it to him about what's going on and why it's happening. And he, so she just broke down, I guess, pretty much what I just said, but she's being more polite. She's using more polite terminology than me. But I mean, I think this is an important thing to talk about because a lot of guys complain about that. But most women, every time they do a survey, women be talking about how the dudes is really, you know, they're just like the women be talking about how the guys are not doing what they're supposed to be doing in the bedroom. So I'm not really sure. I think, some of it may have to do with the adult entertainment industry because a lot of young men are learning. They use that as a model for how to teach, how they are going to teach themselves to learn or practice or whatever they do. That's their model for how they should interact with women in intimate moments. And they're not understanding that that's for entertainment purposes. That's marketing, and those people are being paid to do those kind of things and act like it feels so great, and it really doesn't. And when a woman's in love and she, with a man, she wants something different. And that's just, those angles and all of that stuff is just for the camera. And that's not really how you treat a woman's body. So let's move on. This shit was funny. Stole his TV. Oh, so you guys, you guys walking around talking about you got that, that thing that'll put men to sleep. This dude don't want you. He wants you to stay far away from him because you be stealing his big screen. All right, let's move on. Some of these they're cute. Now this was funny. See, I saw this one and I must have laughed 5 minutes. I wish I gave him some pussy before he died. Me? Look at dude. Oh my God, I was rolling. It's like who thinks up this stuff? These people need jobs because they sit up here thinking of crazy stuff. I thought this was hilarious. I don't know if you guys had the same sense of humor as me, but I thought it was funny as hell. Now this poor dude here, his dust level got his dust level got exposed because it's like he left his phone at home, and this is the message that he got caused blood to like drop to his knees and like about pass out. You think this show is nuts? Yeah, it is. I have to say. Originally I was just going to do this over the summer. It wasn't going to be a continual thing, but everybody enjoyed it so much, so we kept doing it. And long as y'all keep sending in memes, I guess I'll keep doing it. When the memes dry up, then we'll go back to our regularly scheduled programming. But this is funny. This is hilarious. And it's not locked. So, you dudes, you better lock your phone. I thought this was cute too. This lady, because she comes back, when he says he will marry you, and then he will. So you just, there's no need to keep reminding him every 10 years. Y'all with them 25-year engagements, you was a fiance for 3 decades. Yeah, this is for you. This is for you. Isn't it funny? I thought it was hilarious. So, some of these are like they're dusty, but they're like it's a different level of dust than what we usually get. So it's more humorous than it is nauseating. But there's a couple of nauseating ones too. This is for all of you ladies who, drop the draws first and then want to ask what the situation is, what your kind of relationship you got, what's going on with dude. Shouldn't we do that first? Shouldn't we kind of have an idea of what's going on between the two of you before that happens? I don't know. It's like I'm a head out, dude, as he's pulling his pants up. This was very rude. It was very rude, especially considering they used just poor little SpongeBob in it. But it's kind of it reflects a lot of what's going on in society. So I included it rather. So this was reverse, ladies. In other words, this is what a lot of y'all do. This is backwards. You're supposed to know. You're supposed to ask that question and be in. And you really should have a feeling what you two are, because of the development of the relationship. You shouldn't be having to guess. You know. Here we go. Now this girl, she was just like straight wetted. What do they call these dudes? Manginas. They call them manginas, I think. And she, just saying right, just straight out there, what she needs a man who's mentally, physically, and emotionally stronger than she is, because we only need one Virginia in this relationship, just one, no room for two. Although there is a meme that's coming up that kind of is on that level. Uh, yeah, I'm looking at my list here. Huh? I can't even read my own writing. I try to keep track of where the memes are so I can get an idea of where we are in the lineup, but my writing is too bad. Now here we are talking about, this same dude. He was from earlier. We did one of his slides earlier. And now he's talking about Fantasia. And of course, everybody knows about her talking about men. That's why you single because you don't know how to submit. So he says being upset with Fantasia about submitting to a man and you're single is like being upset at gas prices and you don't have a car. Oh, the dusty logic. Okay. They act like just having a man, any man, no matter what kind of raggedy he is better than being single. That's what they want to promote. As soon as women fall prey to that and get caught up with some dude who fits that category, and of course you're going to get dogged out, your feelings are going to get hurt and bad things are going to happen because dude is dusty. What is the first thing they turn around and tell you? Oh, you should have chose better. You chose that bum. That's your fault for that you're like this. You women don't choose the right kind of men. But then they put you in this double bind because in here they tell you that being single is like it's like akin to having leprosy or something. The way they make it sound, and a lot of the young girls will go and fall prey to this kind of stuff and just get with anybody because they don't want to be feeling like they're this dreaded single person. And I don't know. I thought this was super dusty, and I was just pretty disgusted at him, to tell you the truth. Yeah. Well, every time, when they get to complaining about their women and their ex-wives and whatnot, that's what I be thinking. You should have chose better. Well, what you want me to do? Okay, here we go. Next one. The same dude. Isn't this like his third one? I just noticed that he was very popular this week. I didn't even put all the ones that were sent in about him. They came from left, right, front, and center. I was like, does this guy do anything besides make women mad online? It was just so many of his clips of his stuff came in. So now he's talking about women who take a selfie in the car with their kids in the back seat and no father. Well, maybe daddy just got dropped off at work. Maybe daddy just got dropped off at the airport. Maybe mom's taking the kids to school and daddy's still in the bed because he works the swing shift or something. You don't know what the story is, you idiot. But here he is saying that it's, a warning sign to men. And that is tacky. I don't know, but it's like, I've noticed there's a lot of focus on trying to shame women about having children. And just because you see a woman with a child, that does not mean that even if she's not with the father, like, like really with them, like in a relationship with them at this point, that does not mean that father's not still very involved in his kids' lives. A lot of dads, when they get their kid every weekend and then have them, one or two nights during the week too, they make sure that they live close to where the child goes to school and where the child lives. They will move potentially to be, within walking distance or short drive from where the mother has the child so that they can see the kid often and be like, involved, pick them up from school and take them to have, dinner to bring them home, or come pick them up and take them to the library and help them with their homework and then take them home, stuff like that. And there's a lot of fathers do that kind of thing. So just because the couple's not together does not mean that child it doesn't have a dad in his or her life. Sometimes it does, but sometimes it doesn't. So we can't really make that assumption without knowing the real story. Okay. So let's move on from Mr. Black. Now this dude, this was dusty, man. You talking about dusty. This was super dusty. Super dusty. She said yes, everybody, right? So everybody's like all happy and, clapping and thinking, oh, it's love, love. They're going to get married. Oh, she proposed and she accepted. Nope. It's all about him using her car. Do you see this dust? I was just shocked and appalled. I was shocked and appalled. But let's move on. Oh, another round of dusty logic. Women turned themselves into single mothers. They turned themselves into single mothers. How do you do that without the involvement of a man? No woman has ever become a mother without having a father in the picture. So I'm kind of confused about how he arrived at this. I don't understand what he's talking about. So some man turned her into a single mother because he got her pregnant and didn't marry her. Out there, that's the bottom line right there. Okay. Thanks, Magic Woman. Yes, somebody remembered you guys when we have our profanity shows. We depend on your contributions. No amount is too small. Yes, it takes two to create, but he said they turned themselves into a single mother. Like it's, something she did the bewitched nose twinkle thing, and it just happened like all of a sudden, all by herself. So I don't know. I'm kind of confused, but like he says, this is a conversation for another day. Yes, it is another day that will never come because it's stupid. Oh my God. And then Mitzi, this is him again. I'm telling you, it's like he just churns out stuff. And who is this dusty chick at the bottom? Women who don't understand men always have the most advice to give other women. Hmm. Would he be talking about Fantasia? I wonder. I don't know who he's talking about, where he gets that, and what she's thinking about. But um, a lot of times women give, um, the young girls, they try to tell them things and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to listen. Well, you too old. It's not like that no more. We have to do certain things and blah, blah, blah. And, otherwise you just gonna be single. You can't be like that these times and stuff like that. But what they don't realize is, respect for yourself never goes out of style. Carrying yourself with class and style never goes out of style. So if you have a woman telling you that, but you say that it's the wrong advice, well, what do you want to do that you think is a better path of action? Because I don't know. I mean, we see how guys judge women all the time. I mean, they still have this double standard about sexuality about with women. So knowing that if you want a quality dude, I mean, how are you going to conduct yourself and move it and shake through the world and carry yourself in a way that gives you the best opportunities? I'm not saying don't do your dirt. I'm saying how you gonna do it in a way that's gonna give you the best opportunities. That's all I'm saying. You gotta be strategic about this shit. And when you got an older woman telling a young girl that, you don't need to be flip flopping your ass around all over and dancing like a fool at the clubs and showing your whole body up and down the street. And, you don't, there's ways to do everything. And sexy is not just one way to look. There's sophisticated sexy, there's hoochie sexy, there's stripper sexy. I mean, there's different kinds. So, I mean, what are you going to do? And so I think a lot of these young girls, they just don't want to hear it. And so she like her, she puts it in the category of, the wrong advice. So let's move on from her too. I thought this was very, very cute. This was very cute. Um, this women come from a temp agency. Uh, okay, I see. That's this one. All right. Because they know they just like in there for a minute and then they be bounced out. So, dude, there's something you're not doing, something you're not giving them. You need to reevaluate. Reevaluate your job description and your interview process. This should have me howling. Howling. iPhone 11 or rent. Alexa, what's the shelter curfew time? Dusty got to get that phone. Oh, wait. You know what? I read today that Samuel L. Jackson is going to be the first celebrity voice on Alexa. I'm like, shoot, I might have to get Alexa now because I love me some Samuel L. I wonder if they're going to let him cuss on it or if it's just going to be like regular. That would be interesting if he would say some foul stuff. Man, everybody would want to have Alexa then. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, he gonna be homeless. He gonna be homeless with an iPhone 11. I just thought, wow, this is just some dusty logic that's unbelievable. But I thought it was funny. So let's move on. Okay, now we to the Savage Awards. We are to the Savage Awards, and there are four of them this week. Four. Now this girl came with the clapback of life. I let him do what he wants because when it's my turn, he'll be on Google like, how do I stop crying? Oh my God, I thought I was gonna die. I laughed about 10 minutes. I could not stop laughing. It's like, who do thought of this? This girl is vicious. She is vicious. Google, how do I stop crying? Oh, isn't this? I thought this was great. Okay, so that's Savage Award number one. There's my new graphic. Not fancy, but it gets the job done. Okay, let's move on. The Savage Award number two. Oh, I can't believe one tiny sperm grows into one big lion ass nigger. Oh my God. Yeah, that was cutthroat. It was a whole bunch of stuff. But she just went in. Oh, this was, I'm telling you, we got two more of these. These people are just out of control. Out of control. Okay, one more. I mean, two more. She was so like stabby with her words. I felt sorry for dude. I felt cringy, just like if I were him, I just would have rolled into a little dust ball and blew away to get away from her viciousness. Cause she went in. Here we go. What you doing? Nothing. Watch TV. You miss me? Barely. You just missed this eggplant, he says. Negative, she writes back. I'm trying to put this motherfucker on you tonight. Boy, I don't feel like bumping coochies with you tonight. And he's like, stop playing with me. You know I'll pound you out. Nah, for real. I swear you gave me some pussy last time I seen you. Oh, I could not stop laughing. I'm like, I don't know. I feel really seriously felt sorry for dude because that girl is so vicious. I mean, you could just feel the flesh frying through the screen, the roasting that she was like, oh my God, this is so fucking savage. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. So let's move on. We have one more. Oh, we have one more. This woman comes in. Yes, a two-income household and a healthy relationship. Now that's goals. The clap back. Yes, I hope my husband loves both his jobs. Oh my God. And she why her last name have to be Cooper too. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, I knew you guys would love these. These are just, she was just so savage. I just didn't even know what to do. I was cringe. I'm telling you, I was cringing just looking at that one as I was trying to put these together. It's like, oh, she just fried him in hot grease. This is terrible. And so there we go. That's the Dusty News Network show of Friday, September 27th, 2019. I hope you guys enjoyed those. My stomach is hurting from laughing so hard. I'm telling you. But I do appreciate everybody sending, those in. And now that if you happen to see the show, and this is your first time seeing it, you've run across some stuff that you think would be really good on the show, feel free to submit it. This is how you do it. Just take a screenshot with your phone, download it to your computer or to email or whatever, copy and paste, whatever way it's going to work. Get it into an email and send it to me at survivingdating@gmail.com. Please make sure to make the subject line Dusty News. Those are the words that the filter is going to look for and put it in the folder for the show. Otherwise, it will get lost in the shuffle of my zillion emails and it may never be seen again. So make sure you make your subject line Dusty News. Survivingdating@gmail.com is where you send it. But we'll be back on, let's see, what's today? Friday. I may do something over the weekend. I'm going to go up and see what's going on with my cousin. Some interesting stuff is going on up there. And I will be back for sure on Tuesday with the next live. The What the Fuck Tuesday relationship advice. If you want to send in an advice question for consideration for a response on the show, in the show description down below, you'll see a link. Just go scroll down and then you click that. It'll take you to the advice submission form. Fill it out with, as much information as you can. We don't need to know about, well, then I said, and then she said, and then he said. I don't need all that. I need the information to respond to the question, though. And do that, and then just press the submit button and send it on in. And that would be the best way for us to know that you want a little help, and I'll be happy to give you my 2 cents, okay? This is Deb Cooper from survivingdating.com. And here on the YouTube Debsterism channel, the Dusty News Network, every Friday night. And on Tuesdays, What the Fuck Tuesday, we live stream relationship advice. So I hope that you enjoyed the show tonight. Feel free to come visit us any Tuesday and any Friday evening for the live stream. Any other time to take a look at some of the almost 700 videos that are now on this channel. I will see you guys real soon. Thanks, Lady Belts. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.